Gigantopithecus versus grizzly bear. Today we have a special video lined up due to popular demand. A prehistoric monster versus a living legend. This is going to be a fight for the ages. But before we jump into the meat of today's video, let's briefly discuss who they are and the weapon arsenal that both sides are bringing to the ring. Starting off with the grizzly bear. Grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is a subspecies of brown bear native to North America. It's actually primarily found in Alaska, Western Canada, and parts of the northwestern United States. These grizzly bears inhabit a variety of habitats, including forests, mountains, tundra, and prairies, preferring areas with a mix of forested and open spaces. They consume a range of foods such as grasses, roots, berries, insects, fish, and small to large mammals. While mostly solitary creatures, grizzlies may form mating pairs or even travel with their cubs. They have large territories, excellent senses, and can hibernate during winter when food is scarce. So, why is it named the grizzly bear? Well, if you don't already know, the grizzly bear is named after its grizzled or greyish appearance. The term grizzly was first used by Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, who described it as grizzly. This term could actually be interpreted in two ways. Grizzly meaning grizzled, with grey-tipped hair, or grizzly meaning fear-inspiring or gruesome. What's interesting is that the modern spelling of grizzly supposes the former meaning, referring to the bear's grizzled fur, to be true. However, it's worth noting that the naturalist George Ord formally classified the grizzly bear as Ursus arctos horribilis in 1815, using the Latin term horribilis to emphasize its fearsome character. Speaking of grizzlies, let's talk about their appearance for a little bit. Grizzly bears have a range of color variations, spanning from blonde to nearly black. One notable feature of adult grizzly bears is the pronounced muscular hump on their shoulders, which is absent in black bears. Also, the facial profiles of the two species differ. Grizzly bears have a dished-in face profile with short, rounded ears, while black bears possess a straight face profile and longer ears. Another recognized trait is the height of their rumps. A grizzly bear's rump is lower than its shoulders, while a black bear's rump is higher. With one of the challengers out of the way, let's move on to the Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus, which literally means giant ape, is an extinct genus of apes that existed approximately 2 million to 350,000 years ago, during the early to middle Pleistocene. It's represented by a single species, Gigantopithecus blacki, and has been identified in southern China, as well as potential findings in Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia. These big guys were all over the place. The first remains of Gigantopithecus, consisting of 2 third molar teeth, were discovered in a drugstore by anthropologist Ralph von Koenigswald in 1935, who later described the ape. Subsequent excavations in Liucheng in 1956 yielded the first mandible and over 1,000 teeth, with additional remains found in at least 16 sites. Currently, only teeth and 4 mandibles are known, but those massive teeth are more than enough to determine some features of the Gigantopithecus. Like, for example, given its large size, Gigantopithecus may have required a thick fur coat to provide insulation and regulate body temperature. The coloration of its fur could have varied, but shades of dark brown or black are plausible, as these colors are commonly observed in other large apes, such as gorillas and orangutans. The texture of Gigantopithecus's fur might have been coarse and shaggy, similar to other primates living in dense forest habitats. This type of fur provides protection against moisture, insects, and abrasions from vegetation. Furthermore, Gigantopithecus may have possessed specialized facial features like pronounced brow ridges and a prominent jaw, which are characteristics seen in its closest living relatives. These adaptations might have been useful for supporting the large musculature needed for feeding on fibrous plants. I think that's about it for the introduction, so let's go over some defining features of a winner and see who takes the cake. Number 1. Size. Now, the grizzly bear and Gigantopithecus are both known for their impressive size. But if you've been paying attention, you might already have your answer in this category. First off, grizzly bears are large mammals, with adult males typically reaching heights of up to 3.3 meters, 10 feet when standing on their hind legs. They can weigh between 180 to 680 kilograms, 400 to 1,500 pounds. However, Gigantopithecus is estimated to have been larger than the average grizzly bear. While exact measurements are challenging to determine due to the limited fossil record, it is believed that Gigantopithecus could have potentially weighed around 200 to 300 kilograms, 440 to 660 pounds, and was around 12.5 feet, 3.81 meters at the shoulder, or even more. This estimation is based on comparisons with the sizes of modern great apes like gorillas and orangutans, as well as limited skeletal remains of Gigantopithecus. So, we got to give this one to the Gigantopithecus. Number 2. Jaws. Here's one category that might just divide the community, so let's talk about it. The grizzly bear, Ursus arctos horribilis, has a powerful jaw specifically adapted for its omnivorous diet, which includes a wide range of foods such as berries, plants, insects, fish, and occasionally larger prey. Their long, curved canines and premolars aid in capturing and tearing apart prey or biting through tough vegetation. Estimates suggest that adult grizzly bears can generate bite forces ranging from 1,200 to 1,500 psi or more. Gigantopithecus is believed to have been primarily herbivorous, consuming a diet consisting of plant material such as leaves, fruits, and tough fibrous vegetation. While detailed information about the jaw structure of Gigantopithecus is limited due to the scarcity of remains, it is thought to have possessed a jaw adapted for grinding, crushing, and cutting through tough plant matter. The teeth of Gigantopithecus, particularly its premolars and molars, were high-crowned and had a relatively flat surface, indicating adaptation for processing plant materials. Comparing the jaw strength between these two species is challenging due to the lack of direct measurements and detailed knowledge of Gigantopithecus's jaw anatomy. However, considering the different dietary adaptations, it could very well be determined that grizzly bears likely have a more versatile and powerful jaw compared to Gigantopithecus. The grizzly bear's ability to consume both meat and vegetation, as well as its capability to capture and subdue prey, suggests a robust jaw structure and strong biting force. And estimates suggest Gigantopithecus generate bite forces in the range of 500 to 1,100 psi. So this one goes to the grizzly bear. Number 3. Speed. What's interesting about the grizzly bears is that they are known for their strength and agility despite their large size. Now, while they aren't renowned for their speed, they are capable of reaching impressive velocities when needed. On land, grizzly bears can sprint at speeds of up to 30 to 35 miles per hour, 48 to 56 kilometers per hour for short distances. However, they typically prefer a slower and more deliberate pace, utilizing a lumbering gait, or walking to conserve energy while foraging or covering larger distances. In contrast, Gigantopithecus' information about its locomotion and speed is limited. Based on reconstructions and comparisons with its closest living relatives, it is believed that Gigantopithecus likely moved similarly to modern apes. This includes a combination of walking on all fours and occasional bipedalism. However, due to its massive size and probable herbivorous lifestyle, it is unlikely that Gigantopithecus was particularly fast or built for sustained high-speed locomotion. But how cool would it be if the Gigantopithecus could swing from tree branches? Sadly, though, we're giving this one to the grizzly bear. Number 4. Intelligence. Grizzly bears are considered highly intelligent animals. They exhibit complex behaviors and possess problem-solving skills. Grizzlies are known for their ability to learn and adapt to changing environments, including finding food sources, navigating their territories, and even manipulating objects. They have been observed using tools such as rocks or logs to dig for food or defend themselves. Grizzly bears also have a good memory and can remember the locations of food caches or important resources over long periods. Based on our understanding of the family tree, gorillas and orangutans would be the closest relative of the Gigantopithecus. So, if Gigantopithecus had a similar intelligence level, it would likely be more intelligent than grizzly bears in terms of cognitive abilities and adaptive behaviors. As in terms of cognitive abilities, great apes exhibit higher levels of intelligence compared to most mammalian species. They have demonstrated complex problem-solving skills, tool use for various purposes, and advanced social behaviors. So this one's going to the Gigantopithecus. At the end of it all, I suppose a stalemate was inevitable. Both the grizzly bear and the Gigantopithecus have two advantages over each other. So we'll leave the discussion up to you. Who do you think will win in a fight between the prehistoric giant and the living legend? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more videos like this.